get chastised. It's a spiritual ride. Just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear. But we backed by the Most High, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked. Sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just proceed to listen. Let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
We really gotta stop, like praise ya. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed with a smiling face. The praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation. And I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, praise ya.
Mercy on you, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear, but we back by the most high, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked, sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just receive the listen, let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing, his blessing. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
We really gotta stop like praise, yeah. Stop and praise the ancient of days. Teary-eyed and with a smiling face, the praise you gave was already ordained. Stop and praise for keeping you in your lane. Give a praise for breaking off them chains. Before you let somebody steal your praise, think about the spirit in which they came. Think about the energy they gave. Is it worth it? Nope, never, no way. Kingdom we broke into a praise dance. I praise y'all for D4 hug daps. Praise Yahweh for the congregation, and I praise him for the angels, the elders, and all their dedication. See this truth, it'll cut you, heal you, it'll make or break you. It's a spiritual walk, it's a spiritual ride. Just don't despise the chastisement when you get chastised. You a son, not a bastard, right? You gon' get chastised. It's a spiritual ride, just vibe. Yeah, just vibe. We gon' ride. All praises to the Most High.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise ya, hey, praise ya.
Mercy, mercy on you, mercy, mercy on me. They say the truth has set you free. See prophecy been fulfilled for real. Now what the deal? We giving praise to the God of Yisrael, cause it's real out here. People get killed out here. They robbing still out here. It's getting hard out here. The love of many wax cold from what I hear, but we back by the most high, so who shall you feel? You gotta be bold and righteous to live. The flesh is seething and wicked, sin deceiving is vicious. Repentance needed to fix it. His mercy too exquisite to miss it. Just receive the listen, let's stick to the mission. Believe and receive his blessing. You see, blessings come from above. None of us deserve it. None of us is worthy. But we praise y'all for his mercy.
When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, hey, all I can do is stop and praise ya. When I think of your mercy and all that you've done for me, all I can do is stop and praise ya, praise Yah. Hey.
Shalom, Facebook. Shalom, YouTube. Welcome to our prophecy events. Today, we're going to look at Isaiah, in Isaiah chapter 27. So before we start, does anyone have any questions?
Yes, I do. Let's do your class, 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Can we put that with Zechariah, one to Zechariah 13, verse 13:9. Can you put that verse with Zechariah 13:9?
The First Peter chapter 4, verse 4.
Verse 12.
Verse 12.
Right.
Actually, in Zechariah 13, which I was talking about our time.
Right.
Until that will be a third of our people being purged out of it. Right. And for it's First Peter chapter 4, 12. Says, beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is by you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But he's talking about the persecution they're going to receive because of that belief in Mashiach. So we got two different things going on.
I'm trying to put fire together, but
They're not the same. I'm not saying this is going to be an ongoing thing. Like that, but in chapter 13, Zechariah, that's going to be just a purging.
okay.
Right. And they're not going to be going through the trials he's talking about.
And one more thing, verse 16, my Bible doesn't say Christian.
Hmm.
In verse 16,
What about it?
my Bible does not say Christian.
Your Bible says what?
It does not say Christian.
What does it say?
It says, yes, if any man suffer as a follower of Messiah, let him not be ashamed.
Not anyone something as a what?
As
Follower?
a follower of Messiah, let him not be ashamed. It's a Christian now.
What kind of book you got? What week?
It's Yahweh's Restoration Ministry.
This is Yahweh book?
Yeah, it says Yahweh.
Yeah, well, I'm kind of glad they put that in there.
No.
Also, because that doesn't tell the whole story when they say follow the Messiah.
No.
Because what we have here is further evidence that being called a Christian was insulting.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, the followers of Messiah is one thing, but to label them, that's something else.
Right.
Right. So what we have is further evidence that people suffered because we were called Christian, Persian, and the upright.
Right.
So the suffered being called a Christian, they were being insulted by it. Was followers of the Messiah were not such an insult, not a label.
Right.
Christians are labeled. Right. It's like the N word, engine. Right. Does anyone else have any questions?
What's this?
We are in Zechariah, chapter, not Zechariah, I'm sorry, in Isaiah, 27.
Isaiah chapter 27, 27 verse 1. In that day, Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea.
There's one thing, the way that I have prophesied, be a little obedient, it accomplishes prophecy agricultural return. In this particular case, he's saying more than the Bible. Says in that day, Yahweh with his sword and great and strong sword will punish the Bible. Well, what does that mean? I mentioned to look that word up, but the Bible, huge beast, right? Did you have something?
Yes. Could this Leviathan, the way it's made up, could it fall under the dietary law as far as it having hoof feet and chewing cud, even though it's called a serpent, because they're supposed to be, eating Leviathan in the wilderness, you know what I mean? So could it fall under that?
Eating Leviathan in the wilderness?
Yes, I don't read stuff where it's talking about the Leviathan would be killed and would be there, we're gonna be feasting on it in the wilderness, but somewhere in the kingdom or somewhere along the way, it's supposed to be feasting on the Leviathan.
What did you read there?
I know I
Book of
read
Psalms?
I know I read the book. I know it's one of the other books, but I'm just, and I know they talk about the Leviathan in Job, but I'm talking about eating Leviathan, but there's somewhere we're supposed to be eating, somewhere else I can't remember right now. We're supposed to be eating Leviathan, people are saying supposed to be eating Leviathan,
It's not the same Leviathan that you read about Job.
Okay.
Job, Leviathan looks more like a crocodile alligator or something like that, right? This year, look at what it says. It says, in that day, Yahweh sword and great, a strong sword shall punish Leviathan, the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon that is in the sea. Now, this is symbolism. It's not actuality. So this Leviathan, what does this Leviathan represent? That's the question. What does this Leviathan represent? It represents Lucifer, right? So that's referring to the future judgment of Satan.
So if he's talking about he's in the sea, is that line up with him? I guess being called. I think it's in Isaiah. I think it's in Ezekiel. He was kind of called the king of Tyre. The Tyre's right there by the sea. That kind of matches up a little bit.
Yeah, that matches up with he was talking about it, what Isaiah was talking about. Are you not that he cut the line in Isaiah, right?
Right.
Well, we understand cut Rahab, excluding dragon, to the line the dragon in the sea. Well, that's the same as what we read in Ezekiel. That is referring to Pharaoh. It prophesied about the Pharaoh in Ezekiel. That's what he's referring to as the dragon in the sea, right? So they're talking about the same thing. Ezekiel and Isaiah. Yeah. Right. So again, that the Bible references Satan in verse 1. And then it says, go ahead, what's that? Yeah.
Tell his to call.
Here's legal act that you call it, right? And then you have to have something.
Oh.
But you need to call it, go ahead, so if you want to call him a text him.
Either one.
You can text him or call him. Right. Go ahead, what's that concern?
Isaiah chapter 27, verse 2. In that day sing you unto her a vineyard of red wine. I, Yahweh, do keep it. I will water it every moment. Lest any hurt it, I will keep it night and day. Fury is not in me. Who would set the briars and thorns against me in battle? I would go through them, I would burn them together. Or let him take hold of my strength, that he may make peace with me, and he shall make peace with me. He shall cause them that come of Jacob to take root. Israel shall blossom and bud, and fill the face of the world with fruit.
So what does this say? Because verse 6 says, you shall cause them that come of Jacob to fruit. Israel shall blossom and bud, fill the face of the world with fruit. What do you mean by it? How are we going to fill earth with fruit?
We have to be back in the land.
Well, that's a given.
Okay.
But that will be only the starting. So if they're going to fill the earth with fruit.
Teach the nations, teach the nations the law. Teaching the nations the law. By teaching the nations the law.
Oh, yeah, that's what. See, we're not just going to be centered in Israel. Israel going to be scattered into our nations to teach the nation Yahweh's law. That'll be the fruit that will be very close. Not all the whole world.
So that is pretty much like the capital of the world.
Yeah.
That's like the capital, and you're gonna be around the world.
Yeah, we're gonna be split up among and dwell among the nations to teach them this word.
Crazy, yeah. Can we not want to go out to the nation and just stay? Can some of us just want to say I want to stay in Israel? I don't want to do them folks.
What's up?
Can we say can one of us say we just want to like decide like I want to stay in Israel. I don't want to go out there doing them folks. I want to stay here in the land.
You have to do what the king tell you to do.
I'm petitioning the king. The king don't send me no right.
That's not the market, man.
Anything I do a good job. I
You
cut that kid.
gotta get out that mindset.
Hey, Elder.
Ain't no bull like this.
Okay, Jonah. I'll call you Jonah now.
In that time when we are tasked to go out to the different parts of the world to teach, wouldn't we be welcomed as what do you call it? Ambassadors or something?
Missionaries.
Okay. Yeah. So would the earth be such that people would be glad to see us?
Yeah, considering what the earth has just gone through,
Yes, sir.
3.5 years of great tribulation and destruction of the Catholic Church and the beast and the false prophet. The world's gonna be in pretty bad shape. All the water gonna turn to blood, it's stinking, we'll have dead bodies all over the place. So basically gonna be looking like, yeah, they're gonna be looking for leadership. Okay, so that's where you come.
So that might be a coveted position, man. You might want to go. Just roll out the red carpet for you.
Yeah, they'll be glad to see you. And plus, I'm looking at not only would they be glad to see you, but what should we bring with to help them start that.
Oh man,
Yeah,
okay.
you'll be given enough and let them know that you got a new king. You gotta worship him, worship Yahweh, right? Submit yourself to the laws of our king.
Would it be healing? Would we be bringing healing? Because there'll be people saved.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too because they're gonna be priests. On the Melchizedek. I don't know what your job will be, but if I remember correctly, in Matthew chapter 12, she had made reference to Pharisee, Pharisee casting out unclean spirit, casting out devils. So you don't get that unless you listen to what he just said. See, if I cast out demons by Beelzebub, who do your church cast them out by? Okay. Right, so that's an inference that they could do those things too. Also, when the woman with the multiple sclerosis, don't worry about it. You know that she was bent over, right? And she had healed. And the priest said they got 6 days to come in and be healed. Well, they have the power to heal also, apparently. But you don't get that unless you just read the chapter and listen to what the words are being said. So look behind what they're being said. You say, well, how do y'all cast out against demons? How do you heal people like that? Okay. Yeah.
You know, Elder, like blessed like want to go out and fight. I actually when you said years ago about going out, I actually want to be one. I want to be one of those people that Yahweh. I mean that send out and go help teach the nations. I want to be one of those people. I would like to be. If
Well, I tell you, I'll put in a good word for you.
I mean, we all know like what role, but that's something I would love to do.
So we don't have the power that Peter and they had when the side path. We were able to heal people and do all those things.
I can't tell you that. Right? You telling me explain the future to me.
Okay.
But that is a distinct possibility that you have healing power gifts to offer to people and they can't refuse because they'll be in desperate need of that. Yeah. He to the rescue and not being bullies or anything like that, but being loving and kind. They'll appreciate you coming around. And not only that, if that's part of your missionary work, then you'll be always around them. So they'll get used to you being around it, used to you moving over. And you're not gonna rule over them rigor. They're gonna be some direction. And so with that direction coming from you, they see how you make them feel, they'll want to follow you. You be leading like you're supposed to be.
So with that scenario, I still have reading my mind, how does Satan at 1,000 years, if we've been not ruling over rigor, giving y'all peace, killing you, how do you keep the seed to want to try to attack Jerusalem? I mean, after 1,000 years, I'm gonna try to put that in my mind. How do you keep the seed to be there and be healing you, we helping your nation grow, you prosperous, you just, how do you get the seed after, to want to come attack Jerusalem?
Well,
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, I know Satan is powerful, but I'm just saying,
you look at who you're dealing with is doing that, right? You can't resist Satan, no matter how good you think you are. He's a benevolent spirit, so when he come upon you, you can't stop yourself. Ask King David. Ask Judas Iscariot. Now I'm pretty sure Judas Iscariot, it never occurred to him that he would betray the Mashiach to fulfill prophecy. But Satan had to get in it to make him do that. So yeah, they're gonna relax, they're gonna be have a good time, prospering. But when Satan get loose, they're gonna revert back to the old ways. Satan will whisper in the ear, you don't need the Jews to rule over you know that. You got you can come together with your own army to go down there and take all the gold and silver. But Satan will put that in you. Right? Even though you prospered during that 1,000 years, when Satan gets loose, you go back and doing the job. Yeah, deceiving the nation. So you can't Yahweh allow Satan on you, what you gonna do? Look at Job. Right? Job didn't know what was going on. Didn't realize Satan was on him because of a bet. The man is suffering because of a bet. But nevertheless, Yahweh still allowed Satan to do what he want with him. He said, just don't take his life. Right? So Satan can't kill you unless Yahweh allowed him to kill you.
Right.
So he's still under the authority of Yahweh. All the angels, everything is in authority of Yahweh. So if Yahweh don't want you to die, you can die. Is that it? Okay.
So, yeah, in reference to Satan, in my study a long time ago, I learned that Satan basically can do anything that the Creator would except give eternal life. Now, and for his wisdom and understanding, Satan, remember when they say in Genesis 15, it say and Abram basically was falling asleep, and a great horror came upon him, a great darkness. Is in reference to that darkness now, is that's that darkness that came over all of our people, that came over Israel as a whole, like cast us into darkness.
The original question was, how shall he know that the seed? So in other words, that he dreamed,
Right,
right? But it was a nightmare,
right.
right? So that's why they call it dark.
Mhm.
Right?
All right.
And so
Praise God.
Cheat him up.
And he hit him hard enough.
parade going down.
Just bring it back to life.
Got him yesterday in the kitchen too.
Well, man, you're on the road, but that harbor darkness is what they go with sheep don't go for it. Right. So that didn't have anything to do with the darkness at night.
All right.
It's a darkness that he saw come upon his sheep.
All right. Like us.
Yeah.
Cast us into darkness where.
No, not that we were cast in the dark, but he tell them this how terrible things are going to be for your seed.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I got you. All right.
If I can bear witness to that, Harriet Tubman in her autobiography, Missions, the story of her mama, which he was old Rick. sold about that transatlantic slave trade. She described it the same way Genesis 15 did, as a dark horse. She came over on that boat.
Who was this?
Harriet Tubman's mother.
Oh, Harriet
over
Tubman?
Yes, in her autobiography mentions that. So it's prophesied in 15, in Genesis 15.
Right.
But then generations later,
Right.
Harriet Tubman's mama referenced it, having went through the transatlantic slave trade over in the. So I thought that
Was she referencing this?
She did not mention that at all. She literally just described it as a dark horror.
Okay, well, I would say that was a pretty good premonition
Yes, sir.
of God. Genesis 15 is actually us being in the land where she was talking about the transatlantic slave trade.
So you said Genesis 15.
Has to do with us being in the land, it's not ours.
Right here.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah, so in her God that she was saying that the transatlantic slave trade was the doctor.
Yes, sir.
But that's why I asked, was she quoting scripture?
Right.
So apparently she was not quoting scripture. She was. It came to her.
Yes, sir.
That darkness would be the transatlantic slave trade. It just so happens it's similar to the darkness that was spoken about in Genesis chapter 15.
That's how I saw it.
Yeah. It's close, but they're not the same.
Okay.
Yeah. If she had wrote a book that mentioned that, then she may have a leg to stand on, but that's not even mentioned in here. The doctor that she saw, other than Deuteronomy 28, verse 16. It doesn't describe what they went through, but it did describe them as being slaves. Right? But she looked at that whole trip itself, transatlantic, because of the horrible way, the horrible condition that they had to go through to get from one end of the earth to the other. That was a doctor she saw. Thank you. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 27, verse
You
7.
got a cold?
Yeah. You want him to read?
Huh?
You want him to read?
No, because I got a cold too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Something going on with it. Has he smitten him as he smote those that smote him? Or is he slain according to the slaughter of them that are slain by him? In measure, when it shooteth forth, thou wilt debate with it. He step his rough wind in the day of the east wind. By this, therefore, shall the iniquity of Jacob be purged, and this is all the fruit to take away his sin. When he maketh all the stones of the altar as chalk stones that are beaten asunder, the groves and images shall not stand up. Yet the defenced city shall be desolate, and the habitation forsaken, and left like a wilderness. There shall the calf feed, and there shall he lie down and consume the branches thereof.
Again, he's talking about the future destruction of Jerusalem. It hasn't happened yet. It won't happen to 100 years later. And about 606 BC, but this is really 712 BC. So prophesied about the destruction of Jerusalem out of Babylon. Go ahead for a second.
Isaiah chapter 27, verse 11. When the boughs thereof are withered, they shall be broken off. The women come and set them on fire, for it is a people of no understanding. Therefore he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor.
You understand what he said? He's going to destroy part of his own people. So they have no understanding. You look at black people, when they compare themselves, they have no understanding. So he said, I'm not going to have any mercy on them. That's his own people. Yahweh. Then you don't pay me right. I need my Lord about my prophets. You still don't have any understanding. That's one of the reasons Mashiach spoke to the people in parable. So he knew they wouldn't understand the truth if he told them. So he let us know that there's going to be people purged out that he thought were good people, but they had no understanding. What does he need them for? Because all you're gonna do is cause confusion. So people that don't understand, yeah, they're gonna be purged out. Nothing they can do.
No, does this tie into, I think it was either Ezekiel or Zacharias?
Chapter 13.
Yes, sir. The consummation decree.
Um,
I think that's what, not that one, but that's the consummation decreed.
oh, that's in Isaiah 10.
Okay.
The consummation decree shall overflow with righteousness.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is Isaiah 10. When it says a remnant of Jacob shall return.
Yes, sir.
And he's going to consume the rest of it, right? Well, he's going to struggle. So yeah, that lines up with this.
So what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now? The word's getting out that federals and the state and local police are focusing on black people.
Focusing on what?
On black folks. Houston. The youth. They're
focusing on black people.
Unwarranted searches, and they're first it was the Hispanics with the immigration thing. So now they're focusing their attention in D.C. With stopping and frisking black people. So I'm just wondering, this might be the beginning of that.
No, because first of all, the reason they're stopping frisking black people because they're the ones committing crime.
Right.
You can't deny it's not racist. The man just want crime to stop. And guess who's committing crime?
Yeah.
So yeah, it makes it look racist, but they're doing their job. But right now, a lot of black people in Washington D.C. say, "I'm glad they're here.
Yeah.
Let them stay here."
Videos out.
People in Chicago say, "Please bring that here," because they want law and order, man. They're tired of these thugs. They're tired of these gangs, and nobody's doing a thing about it. So they're glad Trump putting them people up in Washington D.C. because crime rate is down. Like people on video saying on TikTok and on other platforms saying, "I'm glad I can now walk home in peace. I'm glad I can drive back and forth in peace. I don't have to worry about somebody shooting my windows out." Now they show that before those people came into Washington D.C., they were showing shops that had bullet holes up in the wall. People don't want that. They don't want to live like that. White folks don't understand that. So, but the people living in that wish somebody would do something about it. Trump doing it, right? So they just want to put a label on it and say you just arrested black people. You're doing a crime. Right? I don't see white folks doing that much crime as y'all are. I mean, yeah, they do crime, but they ain't gonna do no black neighborhood. All true, because they'll be crime victims themselves. So, yeah, black people don't want to commit the crime, but you can't get around that. So, what you want them to do? Huh? You want them to stop being racist and let them go ahead and tear the place up? Just let them do the job and bring peace to the city. The black people are off the chain, man. They've been off the chain so long they have formed gangs. People not safe in their own neighborhood. Children not safe in their own yard. So somebody gonna come out with the drive-by and start spraying the whole area, killing them children. Nobody does a damn thing about it.
2 or 3 generations that's been going on.
Yeah. It's actually a plan. They meant for this to happen.
Right. That's
what it is that they first start off with school curriculum.
Right.
What they're doing is dumbing the children down. So they don't have any capacity to reason together. Reason things out. And so then they're brought up to fatherless households. So they have the emotional stability of their mothers. So they'll fly off the handle about anything. They have no father figure. They have no discipline. So they're loose and wild, running in the street. Mother don't do a damn thing about it.
All the above.
Yeah, because she got about 4 or 5 more children.
That's right.
That she got to raise up.
Right.
Right. And all of them come up dead or in jail. Yeah. So it's something that they plan for us to do all along. They plan for us. They plan to bust up the family and incarcerate the youth because they're making a profit on incarceration.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
but
then you got these black leaders up don't do a damn thing about it. Because they're getting paid by outside sources, not to do anything for them. You're going to live large, dance to the music. Because they're not going to let you help your own people. I imagine that's what they intended to do, to help their own people. They don't want people help. So these black politicians are just puppets. And they're pushed by the big money on black people. Say, hey, he's the one you need to vote for. Look, Obama. Crime is out. They didn't do a damn thing for black people.
Nothing.
Right?
Ran.
Yeah.
Family up and left.
Yeah. And that's black people didn't think to ask the man a question. They said, "Oh, he black. That's all I need to know."
Sure
Skin
did.
color. Yep.
And they voted for a skin color.
No, sorry.
He didn't do a damn thing for black people, unless it was a homosexual.
All right.
Yeah, he did more for the homosexual community than black people.
They did.
And they voted for him again.
Sure did.
And they still love him.
You mad at you? You said no.
Yeah, they get mad that you talk about their Obama. Yeah, so this is part of the affliction that was supposed to come from our seed. This is it. Yeah,
I see.
not even count the slave period. I'm talking about this period, even now, where people rise up against each other. Yahweh's people rising up against each other.
Yes, sir.
How is it that Yahweh allowed that? He's doing that himself. Yahweh put his own people against themselves. Why? Because they refuse to keep his commandments. There are people of no understanding. We just read that. Right? He said that when both the women, they shall be broken off, the women come and set them on fire, but it is a people of no understanding. Therefore, he that made them will not have mercy on them, and he that formed them will show them no favor. That's been our experience here in America.
Sure has.
So they hadn't shown us in the favor until recently. Open up our eyes and say, hey, listen to you. This book all about being you.
Yes, sir.
Right. So that's a blessing in and of itself because it explains a lot. Because our God ain't the same as a Christian God.
No.
The Christian God lets you get away with it. So no, not with me.
Yeah, we got consequences.
Yeah, he real. He will bust you up.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what the kind of God you need to keep you in line.
That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
The black people hadn't been taught about that God. They don't fear God. They don't even believe there is God. The way they carry themselves, the way they treat each other, killing each other with no remorse.
No remorse.
So yeah, you can call it what you want, but crime rate is down.
Right.
And watch it. They say, what you gonna do with that? Huh? You can complain. I think what's his name, Al Sharpton, complaining that Trump is bringing crime rate down. He complaining about it.
Yeah, that's something.
Who else would do
Somebody
that?
say
To be to have that type of reason.
He's complaining on Trump bringing crime rate down. Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, you know, we look back at time, you know, we was young boys and in junior high school and something like that, and the white man was telling us, take your head off the damn sand, y'all going the wrong way, stay in your lane. The white man was basically begging us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because the white man was looking at our situation, looking at this does not make sense. This does not make common sense. Why don't you stay in your own neighborhood?
Yeah.
Why you want to integrate with us? We don't want y'all. Nobody else in America does this. The Chinese don't want to integrate with white people. The Mexicans don't want to integrate with white people.
True that.
Right? But you Negroes feel like you need to integrate. Well, that's the deception of Christianity. Because Christianity, this religion, made black people think that all Christians were the same. That they all love one another, regardless of skin color. Right? But now they're finding out the real world that, yeah, it's always been about skin color. So you stay in your lane, but like I say, it doesn't make sense. But when you read about your people in the book, doesn't think they make sense back in the days either.
That's what Christianity got us, because Christianity preached, this let me good. Christianity preached
God love everybody.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
That's
they
right.
got us with that. God love everybody.
Right.
But when we got into the word said, look, amen. Yahweh said, separate yourself. The same thing happened to Joshua when they went across the Jordan and they intermingled with them people that and judgment fell upon them. And again, we're going through that very same thing again, dealing with these, like as Trump told John Lewis, look, man, look at your district. It's a cesspool. It's a swamp.
He got mad at that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that group that kept their head in the sand, as you say, to bring in what? Communism?
Yeah. Yeah. They accused Martin Luther King of that come.
Yeah.
But Elder, with their whole plan of what they did, and I look at, my father, my grandfather's generation, with Christianity, even with Islam, even they try to do the crime and do this crime, but even with the crime, even with the guns, even the gangs, they still had us in some type of line. They still had some type of, you still had a certain type of fear, okay, against a fear of the white man, a fear of the government. It was a certain type of fear. The problem is they plan that went wrong because this generation now has no fear.
No.
They have no fear. The fear is gone.
No.
The fear of Christianity is gone. The fear of Islam, the fear of God is gone. The fear of the white man is gone. The fear of the military, the fear of the government is no fear. They don't care. The fear is gone. And you can't control nobody no more that has no fear.
Yeah.
They was controlling us through fear all these years of slavery. That fear is gone. This generation has no fear. They have no fear. They look at and honestly they want to look for something that can guide them and lead them. But I'm not gonna let your scary self guide me nowhere. You sound fearful. They don't respect no type of fear, no type of nothing. You know what I mean? And they not no. I'm not going for that no more. I'm not going for that. They minds. They figure it out on their own before they follow. Listen to somebody that has fear in them. And even some of us still we have instilled fear because our parents put it in us. You know what I mean? Don't do, you know what I mean? And they didn't have that. You know what I mean? And they have absolutely no fear. And then the government has to come in and go after them because, like the white lady came in and said, I know my threat these black you. How did they threat way over there? They don't care nothing. They don't care what's going on over there. Yeah, they don't care, but y'all know that y'all can't do what y'all want to do as long as they here. As long as they out on free because they have no fear. They gonna fuck. They gonna fuck.
Yeah. Other way you can teach them fear is to start purging with everybody watching. Right? So then they'll say, these people ain't playing. All them boys over there, they ain't got no fear, they kill them all. Right? So people are looking at that and saying, now we starting to fear.
Right.
Now you're going to have some discipline. Because you don't want to die. That's one of the basic instincts of man. He does not want to die. He fears death. Right? And some are going to do that. He fears death. And just live for the moment. But eventually that's going to catch on and say, I don't want to die like that. I see him in pain. I see him full of bullet holes. I see him blood coming all over the place, coming out of him. And that's being done by the government, not by other gangs, even though the government is a gang. But they're trying to bring law and order to the situation to the people that don't give a damn. So you got to teach them to give a damn. That's the only way you're going to do it, is start purging them. That's how they control the slave. They make an example of rebellious slaves. Sure did. So the rest of the slaves would look and see, master don't play. So the slave get beat. You see how they treat the slave? Because the slave got beat all the time. Why do you have to beat them? Were they being rebellious? Or just that the slave master just sadistic? Just want to hurt somebody. But either way, it's still fear. It's still fear in those slaves, and that fear still continued even after the Emancipation Proclamation. They were still scared of these white people, and so once that civil rights movement took off, also black people are no longer fearful. Now they can sit in the front of the bus. What are black people sitting up in the back of the bus? Like, what's the point of all that? People die just so you can sit in front of the bus. See, we're back. It doesn't make sense. Black people don't make no sense. Like, they're frustrating people to try to understand. None of them, what they do is according to anything approaching protocol. So you have sisters out there, and this is what makes it so bad. Them sisters out there having babies out of wedlock, yet they see them sisters succeeding. They see them sisters on television, being personality. So the rest of these young girls say, I want to be like that. Right? So they have babies out of wedlock, but they don't understand the effect that it has on the children. So the children grew up without a father, and I realized that mama don't need a dad for me. Right? So now they don't have any self-control. They see mama making all that money and they ain't getting none. So they're gonna have to take it on their own. But that's mindset, but that'll be part of the reason there's gonna be a great purging in that wilderness. Because black people are not gonna know how to control themselves like they do now. They're out of control. Like you said, they have no fear.
I think they're going to really get you knocked out. Mama can't knock them out.
Right?
In a lot of cases, they knocking mom out.
Yeah, mama can't knock them. Mama can't do nothing with it.
You know, Elder, that's a good point. Black people are out of control in this country, but it's in control.
Yeah.
You got to control the environment, and they out of control. You put them in that wilderness, yeah.
Yeah. All what you're seeing now will not be seen, what's that, 3.5 years or something. You're not gonna have people that's out there that don't give a damn, don't have no fear. Because remember when our fathers first came out of Egypt, they had to stay in that wilderness 40 years because of the foolishness of their father that was fearful to go into the land. So when after that 40 years was up, they were ready to get into the land. You didn't have that murmuring like they did before. Right?
See, with this, you have to have a fear of Yahweh.
Yeah. Yeah, so now you're ready after 40 years. Well, the same thing is going to happen again. All it's going to take less time. So all the rebels don't give a damn people out there, they're going to be staying out there in the wilderness. And so those that come out, they're going to be ready to take a king. Yeah, they're going to be very disciplined. So it ain't going to be some people out there that don't give a damn, don't have no fear. Yeah, you're going to fear Yahweh. But what that mindset you got today, that won't be present when you go to take that king. You're going to be sharp, ready. You're going to have a plan. You're going to know how to execute it. And you're ready to go. Probably make you captain. Yes.
I'm just a very
I'm following Captain Bless.
I'm just really
Captain Bless.
You're going to lead the charge. But yeah, that's something we have to go through. It's an amazing thing to see people destroy themselves. But it's Yahweh's will. Nothing you can do about that. Just pray Yahweh have mercy upon you.
Yes.
So it just have a potential of going nationwide. I know he said he's gonna go to Chicago and go to LA. But he been made threats towards John Lewis down here in Atlanta, you know what I mean? Because he told him, I was the dogs, we y'all keep it up, you know what I mean? And then when Fannie Willis and all the folk did, you know what I mean? With him talking about getting rid of all the homeless, you know what I mean? Who's to say who is homeless, who ain't homeless? When they talk about these kids again, you know what I mean? Y'all keep them in the streets, won't sit in the house nowhere, you know what I mean? Won't follow like, y'all homeless then. You know what I mean? Lock you up. So that has potential to going nationwide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but if the city calls Trump up and say, I need that down here. Yeah, he'd be glad to oblige. Right? The opposite side going to say, well, he's being racist. Well, black people are causing all the trouble. So what you want? You want him not to do anything and let black people continue to cause trouble? Or do you want him to do something about it so black people won't cause him more trouble? You can't have both of them.
And then, like I said, with the music they got now, this drill music, that's all it talks about shooting. So I mean, the music they pushing now, it's crazy. It's crazy.
They say that black people are 13% of the United States population, but they commit 50% of the crime. That's a lot. That's just like all black people commit crime. So I mean, white folks, they're more than the majority. naturally, percentage wise, they will commit more crime. But for percentage wise, 13% commit all 50% of the crime, and it's mostly against black people, their own people.
I said that one day during the Sabbath day. They dropped on me. I was trying to get them to see percentage wise, we commit a lot of crime.
Yeah,
13%.
13%.
We talking about violent crime.
Violent crime,
Yeah.
and it's against your own people.
Yeah.
But all those the same people they letting in and out, commit the same crimes
Yeah.
over and over and over.
That's all.
Yeah.
Well, really, they're not letting them in and out no more. They lock them folks up and they stuck. Them folks get talking about they give these boys 3 life sentences plus 80 years. You know, they're not coming out. The prison's full of them. They're not coming out. I mean, they give them 3 and 4 life sentences. They're not coming back out. They're hiding these young boys, and they don't realize what they're going to after they left the courtroom and get to prison. They sit there like, I'm never getting out. I mean, it's not a revolving door no more. It's just you got a generation after generation. You got this more and more coming. It's with the music. It's what's happening now. After all these years, you go back to Easy E. It's part of it's culture. It's what we do. It's what we do now. It's part of this life. We're gonna shoot and we're gonna go to prison, and that's what we're gonna be. And that's why they want to be on the news. That's why they want to be on the news. They want to be seen. So cool. I made the news or something. Now I got a little bit. This is what I did. So now I'm in prison. Though I'm spending the rest of my life, but this is what I did. You know what I mean? And they want to make the news. That's why they're not covering their mouths, they cover their faces. They don't care. They're gonna do it. They right back on the block, walking around, and the folks move the phone. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. And they all walk around these sticks like this big, 30, 50 rounds in their clothes. They don't care. They just did something and they walking like they don't care. They don't care. I mean, and the crazy thing about it is the folks that's making the music ain't the ones doing it. They ain't never did nothing like that. They talking about getting high. They don't even get high. But they getting paid to make this music, and that's all they pushing. That's all they pushing. And it ain't a revolving door. You got as soon as he get off the porch, he's ready. And he's doing it. And they hide him.
No, that's the
They
plan.
hide him. They hide him. But as fast, but you can't get all of them because they're still making babies. And as soon as they get older, they 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, they're seeing all the shooting. They doing it. They're doing it. Cause I mean, you go. It's like except in Chicago, you drive down the street, you really pay attention. These cars that got bullet holes in them. The light poles got bullet holes. Business got bullet holes in them. It's all everywhere. A whole hood like Swiss cheese because they shooting all the dang time. And people got cars got bullet holes because they call it park somewhere, but they got the shooting there. Apartment complexes, bullet holes. Houses got bullet holes. You know, they just shoot. I mean, you can't go into an apartment complex and don't see bullet holes everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't. You just can't. It's
Well,
everywhere.
that's-
I mean, that's what
Let
it
me-
is.
let
And
me
they got
get-
PTSD because they were
Let
little
me get
kids.
Elder right quick.
I was talking with my daughter the other day, and in some kind of way, the question had came up about Trump, and I was telling her, I said, look, I said, I want you to understand something. And she said, she said, all right. I said, look, I said, all these people, Fannie Willis, Letitia James, Maxine Waters, all those who is in the seat of authority, they in opposition against Trump. I told her like that. I said, you know something? I said, those people are going to be judged. I said, the reason why they're going to be judged is because Trump is the king of this nation. I said, and Yahweh put kings in office and dethroned kings. I said, I don't want to tell you, but your attitude, you better change it that you may not be judged.
Yeah. You have to have some on
I went to in class asked I mean it was something else. It threw me off. I was like, oh but yeah, but I just one thing, there was a young guy that got arrested for being in a shootout. When we said as far some of them do get out. The young boy in Douglasville or something like that, he did the drive-bys, 2 people died. They let him out, said, okay, he messed around and did something else again. Now they gave him like 30, 40 years now. So because he turned around and they said he had the chance, they let him out. But he turned around and did another bad crime. Killed somebody, did something else, but now he's gone for life. But they gave him a chance the first time. But I said, oh, he never did nothing. But he was part of this drive-by with these guys, and he was crying in court. And they gave him a year.
Yeah, the
After he don't
mother,
kill somebody, then he turned around and did something else. Now he gone for life.
the mother popped up,
Yeah, the mother, you saw that, didn't
say,
you?
they
Okay.
killed my son. And they gave this guy 12 months.
Yeah.
So I was happy for him. I thought he was going to turn his life around. He got back out and they called him and they went to his house. It was armed with everything, drugs,
Yeah, they
guns,
found
everything.
out that he
He
was
gone
really
now.
doing, yeah. So they got him.
They
It's
got him this
wrapped
time.
on them.
And she
Was that
really,
here?
Yeah, he in Douglasville.
Douglas
like,
County.
Douglas County, yeah.
she wanted that boy to straighten his life up, even though he was involved with killing her son. But they couldn't prove it directly, but they knew he was in it. And she said, you know what, I forgive him. Even though I thought that sentence 12 months, right?
Yeah, it was
They
12
gave him
months.
12 months. Then he come back out and screw it up again.
Came back out, had everything in the house, drugs, guns, recordings of what you did before. They indicted you. Like you said, they making music, saying that they did stuff. You know, you convicting yourself, confessing on audio.
Yeah,
And that's what happened. Yeah,
people don't understand.
So that's what happened, yeah. Some of them, they give some of them a chance.
Yeah,
But that second chance, that third chance, it's just a wrap.
yeah, well, they still stand a better chance of getting life together here in America than anywhere else.
Yeah.
They're
The mother country don't play.
back in the country, they'll kill them right now.
Yeah, you don't want to go to jail in the
Don't
mother
tell them
country.
about you. Let's go back to the class, y'all.
Isaiah chapter 27, verse 12. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall beat off from the channel of the river unto the stream of Egypt, and you shall be gathered one by one, O you children of Israel.
So again, that's referring to a remnant. That's not returning to land. Come up one by one. Yeah, go ahead, Steph.
Verse 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come, which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria, and the outcasts in the land of Egypt, and shall worship Yahweh in the holy mount at Jerusalem.
Now, what is that great trumpet? Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
Jubilee. Remember the law, son of Jubilee, every 50 years, you sound the great trumpet on the Day of Atonement, so that everybody be released from that debt, return back to their property, that return back to their people, property return back to you. That would be the Jubilee every 50 years. Yes.
So knowing this, you can almost calculate. I'm not saying you're gonna be able to know exactly when it happened because nobody knows the day, but you can be kind of close to it if you calculate the 50 years and it says it's gonna be around that time, around Jubilee. So you go 50 years from when Yahshua passed to all the way up to our age, as far as
That Jubilee was referring to that particular Jubilee. That's with all 12 tribes back.
So okay.
All right. So right now, with the sequence of events, we're going to be concerned on the house of Judah going to come into the land out of that wilderness. They're going to take the kingdom back. But after all the destruction of the world, when the Shed returns, that's when all the children of Israel come back.
Okay, then
that'll be the beginning of first Jubilee. That
okay.
You don't have a record of keeping the Jubilee all through Scripture.
Okay.
Yeah, so that'll be. We can start from that point with all 12 tribes come back into the land.
Okay.
The Jubilee trumpet and sound start there, and 50 years later you hear it again.
Okay.
Yeah, you got 1,000 years to hear that.
Okay.
So that particular Jubilee, when all 12 tribes come, that Jubilee gonna happen after the Messiah then return.
Yeah.
And there's no time frame between he return to that Jubilee. How long it's gonna take?
There's no time frame of how long that battle will take place at all again.
And he couldn't destroy the whole world.
Then you got to clean the land up.
Right.
So then they'll be bringing all your people back into the land.
That's when the Jubilee.
That'll be the Jubilee. Right. So you know what to do on the Jubilees. You don't let nothing grow. You don't plant nothing. You don't reap nothing. But you bring. It's more of returning every man back to his possession. That'll be that Jubilee. What is that?
So Elder, I don't want to get too far of it, but I was wondering,
It was one of the questions I was getting ready to ask, but it bring me back to as far as the 50. So I don't know if it was law as far as the men that go into battle, or if they had anybody under 50 that went into battle, would it be different as far as when we're taking the kingdom back? Or is it will be as when they had men that was under 50 that went into battle, men over 50 didn't go into the battle.
You talking about, what battle you referring to?
Okay, I can bring the scripture, but I can't remember. It was saying that they had men that was under 50. They had like the younger people going to battle. I couldn't remember.
Well, when they numbered
Yeah.
people, they numbered the men according to from 20 years old and up. Then they give them a limit.
Oh, it wasn't
As far as the 50 designation, the 50 of age designation, that pertains to Levites.
That was Levi. Okay, it was the
Levites,
Levites.
once
Okay,
they turn
I got it
50,
wrong
their
then.
duty would be cut back
Okay,
as
gotcha.
far as the students in the tabernacle. Because, yeah, that's staying just
Okay.
to Levites.
Okay, I got it mixed up. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Caleb was in his 80s fighting, right?
Yeah, but Caleb had a different spirit about it. So yeah, he made it all the way to 85 years old. He was still ready to fight.
Maybe he can come back.
Man was in shape,
Well,
man.
Caleb gonna be gone. Caleb, no.
Caleb was good.
Yeah, but Caleb Edomite, so I don't know.
You know good well he wouldn't have been an Edomite. So, Kenite, but we don't know who they were. They were nomadic people. But apparently he must have looked like Judah, dark skinned people. So I'm pretty sure the Edomite wouldn't have had nothing to do with us. All right. Remember when they came next to Esau's land? Esau ran them off. Said, no, you can't come up in here. Then the Amalekites attacked. Right. So Caleb wouldn't fit that description of an Edomite. Because more than likely him and his father were nomadic people. And so they just cling to the house of Israel.
Well, that's why I had looked at what I got that from. I looked at it from Google. They're like Kenizzites, or will come from Kenaz, one of Esau's grandsons.
Yeah. Again, when you're nomadic like that, they really don't know where you came from. So, but then again, when you look at Joseph's experience, when his brother wanted to kill him, they put him in that pit, and the Ishmaelites came and got him out. Well, they were being a nomadic people too, but you know who they were. So when you look at the map of where Ishmael ended up, they call it Libya today. So those would be the Ishmaelites.
You think they got to kind of push that way? They kind of got to push
I don't know. Well, again, you look at nomadic people going into somebody else's land, they may be that type of people that can take over your land. That's why they're having such trouble here in America. Because you got all these strange people coming to the land that don't know your culture, don't know your law, don't know your language, and they want to take over your country. So, yeah, then they'll say, well, we are the original Americans. No, you just got here. White folks bought that. They want to say white folks were immigrants. No, they bought America. They bought it from France. They bought it from Spain. Spain had this territory here. True. Right? The Indians made deals with it for the land. So it wasn't like they just came in and took over. They bought this bad boy. But they'll let you know that. So you can't label them as immigrants when they bought the place themselves. It belonged to them. Black folks didn't have no money on them when they came here.
Oh,
They didn't have no clothes on.
didn't have no clothes on.
They tricked Indians. Must
How they go
Wow.
man.
They come think about it. Alaska, Louisiana Purchase,
Yes.
and all the other lands. They say, oh, we're gonna give y'all this land and we're gonna get some muskets and some wine, and then move the Indians out. And they say, oh, they stole it. They was tricky,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, they made deals for this land.
Yeah.
France, Spain, all the rest of the
Yeah.
country, they own parts of this country.
And they fought for California. They fought for that one.
Mexico.
Mexico. They fought Mexicans for California and Texas. All
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah, some of them
They didn't
took
buy that. They just fought for that.
Yeah,
Right. Oh.
they took it. So that's my white folks.
Let me ask you something. Did America ever pay Alaska? I know Elliot Coach said they bought it. I heard they bought it in 1860, but did they ever pay them?
Russia, they paid. Russia had it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so they paid Russia. Well, that's
Yeah, the Yaakov said they never paid them. They had some kind of down payment, but they never paid them all fully.
Oh, they would have brought that back up.
well, they
They're bringing it up. They are.
they call
Oh,
it
really?
I don't know.
they
I
call
don't
it
know.
sewage park.
Oh, man.
So they didn't
That's true,
see any
too.
value
That's
in
right.
Alaska,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They thought it was a waste of
Right.
money. But eventually it became a state. They saw all the resources that Alaska had.
All the gold.
Yeah, all that gold up in there. So yeah, they had to call it sewage plotting.
I heard that governor say, he said, Putin, if he come over here, he got to come through us. And he say them Alaskans are armed to the teeth.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah,
that's right next to the border.
right.
Yeah, so they got to be armed to the teeth.
Driving straight.
Because sometimes Russia just sends a plane over there just close to the border to see what America will do.
Right.
Right. So just testing them. All nations testing them.
And supposedly wanted back.
That's what one of the generals said. A Russian general told this guy. He said, "Russia, we're not scared of y'all army." He said that was not one of the factors when we considered to fight America. Y'all army wasn't a factor. It was the factor. The only factor they was considered the people that are armed.
Right.
You see that? He said the
Well,
people that are armed in America. That was pretty sure.
the Japanese general in
Yeah.
World War II said the same thing. Hideki Tojo, why he, they bombed Pearl Harbor. And the
Yeah.
question was, how come y'all didn't advance on the West Coast? He supposedly said that his concern was that behind every blade of grass was an American with a gun.
Yeah. So they ain't worried about the army. They just worried about the people once they get in the land.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Black people love the gun.
yeah.
You created on the guns.
So you're gonna do.
Second
And
Amendment.
that's why the Democratic Party want to disarm.
Right.
So it'll be easier to take over.
Right.
That's what happened with Bolsheviks came into power. They collected all
The
rifles,
Russian
guns,
Revolution, 1917. That's right.
and they slaughtered over 100 million people.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did that in Australia too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did that shit.
So
You mean with the Aborigines?
that's why
So-called?
they're trying to reinterpret the Second Amendment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
They're
the
trying
Second
hard.
Amendment gives you the right to bear arms and establish a militia. But they want to interpret that as they're talking about muskets. They're not talking about Glocks.
But the problem with that though is like at this point now, as long as as long as that man got a gun, I don't have a gun, and as long as it's all by the citizens, you can take the guns from them. Everybody in the street, they're not getting no give their guns. It's an issue that you can't fix.
So they come up with these gun laws, man, as if criminals don't keep the law. The system, yeah, they'll keep the law. But that don't do a damn thing to a criminal. He's not going to register his gun with the law. Because he can get another gun easily. So it's more to control the law abiding citizen than the criminal. Because the criminal don't give a damn. He's gonna get a gun and do what he gotta do.
Yeah, now you don't have
He
to
don't read the law, don't give a damn about the law. He's a criminal.
You don't have to register those out now.
Huh?
You don't have to register. You go by the Bible. My dad passed.
Georgia?
Yeah, my dad passed a few months back, and I got like 5 guns from him. And I talked to the police officer, actually the chief of police of Forest Park. He was like, no, you not register that unless you want to open carry or something. You can other than that, that's when you do it. But other than that, he's like, no.
You've been filming by guns.
So you don't have to register that. People that go down there and register, just in case they get stolen, you can say, hey, this is my gun. But other than that, unless you want to have it on your side, you can go register. But other than that, you don't register. You ain't got to register.
Yeah.
The law that they passed, you ain't got to register
When
no
they
guns.
pass that law,
No.
I noticed a lot of young folks walk around with guns on them,
Yeah.
big as they are. See, how can you pick the gun up off your hip? You're good with hands. They ain't gonna be able to pull the handle out. Well, they got the guns on it. I'm just shocked to see somebody actually walk around with a gun on the hip. I ain't never seen
I
that.
saw that the other day from a female.
I'm just police women having guns on the hip. But just regular folk, yeah, in your neighborhood. Of course. White folks neighborhood, yeah, I'm all right. That's your neighborhood. But your own neighborhood, when you blowing people away every day, yeah, that's kind of strange to see. The crazy guy, he don't let me see that very much. Let's continue, brother.
Isaiah
Uh,
chapter 28.
yeah, I want you to. I don't want you to read all of that chapter.
Okay.
First chapter. I want you to just read. Well, yeah, go ahead and read down to verse 13.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 1. Woe to the crown of pride, to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a faded flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Behold, the Adonai has a mighty and strong one, which as a tempest of hail and as a destroying storm, as a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand.
Now, it's talking about the apostasy of the Lord Christ. That started worshiping other gods. So that's what this is referring to. The kingdom had already been split up with the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And Ephraim is considered the northern kingdom. Right. Go ahead. What's that?
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 3. The crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim shall be trodden under feet, and the glorious beauty, which is on the head of the fat valley, shall be a fading flower, and as the hasty fruit before the summer, which when he that looketh upon it seeth, while it is yet in his hand, he eateth it up. In that day shall Yahweh of hosts be for a crown of glory and for a diadem of beauty unto the residue of his people, and for a spirit of judgment to him that sitteth in judgment, and for strength to them that turn the battle to the gate. But they also have erred through wine, and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean.
In verse 7, it says, but they also have erred with wine to eat and with strong drink, you are out of the way. The priest and the prophet have erred with strong drink. What priest and prophet would it refer to of the Ephraim?
Those priest and prophets that Zephaniah put in, one that took over, one that took over from Solomon's son, the one the priest and prophet
He
put
picked Levites and priests, talking about
Right.
Jeroboam.
Jeroboam.
Jeroboam kicked them out of their position and put other people, the base people, as priests.
Right.
And also they had false prophets among them too. So that's what they're referring to. Go ahead. But it says here, did you read verse 8?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, I read.
You read it?
Mm-hmm.
It says, for all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so there is no place clean. Actually, that kind of refers to religion.
Mm-hmm.
Because religion is, well, we're going to read here in chapter 29, religion is just like strong drink. Wine, so that what's coming out your mouth does not do anything good for the people listening to you. So all you have is vomit and filthiness coming out your mouth. Just like a Christian preacher is not preaching the truth. He's preaching something to you that he wants you to hear and you want it.
Mm-hmm.
You tell him what you want to hear, especially the black women. They tell the pastor what they want to hear. Don't tell them that that they should get married and have families. They don't want to hear that. What's that preacher name? Got in trouble saying that the women need a man.
I was just thinking about that.
Jasper Williams.
Jasper Williams,
Oh, yeah, he
big
was
time
on.
preacher. I've been around 100 years,
Mm-hmm.
but he opened up his mouth to Aretha Franklin.
Oh, that preacher. Okay, good.
You know that?
During her funeral.
Yeah,
He got up and talked to her during the funeral. Yeah.
yeah, and they got on him. He had to back down off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, well, he let you know that he's also tied in bread and butter. Though. Then women tell him what to say and what he can't say.
You know, brother, I was traveling by this church and I seen this woman in a red dress. And I'm like, I've never in my life when I was going to church see a woman with red dress. That was a Friday night and Saturday night. You go to church on a Sunday in a bright red dress. Hey, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, that's a scandal right now. You walk in church, red dress on, you stay quiet. Yeah.
When I was a deacon, I walked, and when I was a deacon back in the days, when I was in the Baptist church, I went in the deacon stand one time, well, with a hot pink shirt on.
Hot pink
Yeah,
shirt.
hot pink off a black tie.
Uh-huh.
They told me again, man, you can't come in here with that, man.
They didn't give you the memo that deacons are not allowed to wear pink shirts.
One of the older deacons called me to the side, told me, hey man, basically I guess he was saying that, you know, I didn't basically see no wrong with it.
Yeah, it just clothes you.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah.
Something that matched what I had on.
Yeah.
Can't play that way.
Yeah, but you look back at it, now you understand why, right?
Yeah, you understand why.
You don't see another relative deacon got on thing pink. Coming in the church with pink clothes on. What are you trying to say?
You gotta say it. You're talking about my church now.
Like your shirt. Yeah.
I'm seeing it now.
Okay.
I'm seeing it acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe let them know about it if they have to bad.
Okay. Right. You ain't gonna be able to convince a Christian. Because Christian got their own mindset that no matter what they do or say, as long as they go to heaven, they don't care nothing about you.
Right.
They'll ain't about to read the book.
Right.
So they didn't know that as a Christian, they're going off to heaven, so it doesn't matter what you say. Go ahead, Brother Stephanie.
Isaiah chapter 28, verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. But precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. For with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to this people, to whom he said, this is the rest, wherewith he may cause the weary to rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. But the word of Yahweh was unto them precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go, fall backward, and be broken and snared and taken.
Now, this explains how you understand this book. By going about it like it says you should go about it, that means the book never stops. Because it says precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. You can't just read, you just can't read the whole book so you understand.
Now,
Yeah.
Like in verse 10 where it said that, and then it goes down to verse 11 and 12, it's like, okay, that's how you learn, that's how you grow.
Right.
But then when you get to verse 13, it's saying the same thing, but now you falling backwards, being broken and snared. Like I sometimes get kind of lost with that. Like why does it go to help you to that the line by line, precept by precept that is hurting you? I mean, you should still be able to grow. I mean, why? I mean, like I guess some people just not gonna get it, huh?
Right. Right. It's not meant for everybody, but sometimes people stop going, stop reading the book. But you must read this all the time if you want to grow. Amen. And it don't look like a much book to read, but it's a lot in the book. So that's what Isaiah was trying to tell you. You're not going to get the whole story right away because your mind can't handle it. Look at what happened to Adam and Eve when they ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Yeah, they learned the evil, but their body couldn't handle it. So the body deteriorated and they died because of the evil that was in it. So, and look at King Shlomo. Shlomo, Yahweh blessed Shlomo to be the wisest man on earth. But look at what he ended up doing. Worshiping other gods, marrying different women that bring their gods into the holy name. Right? So what happened to all that wisdom? Well, it just wasn't enough. So he said, well, let me test the law. The law says I shouldn't worship other gods, but let me test that. I'm the wisest man on earth. I think I can handle that. Well, you don't want to cause nations be divided. Yes, sir.
So Elder, do they kind of go back to verse 9 when it's in whom shall he teach knowledge and whom shall he make the understanding about them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast? So this would be Yahweh's doing, right? He would be weaned
Yeah.
and if doing his own.
Right.
So you can, okay.
Well, that's what we have here. And that's what I always tell you when you're talking to people. Do not give them meat. You know
what I like that.
Yeah, you
Get some violence.
take a T-bone steak and just slap hell out of it.
Wrong.
But you're not gonna get this over there. That's why I love this word. Because I'm always seeing something new up in here. I've been in this word for a minute, and I said, I've never seen that before. I seen it, but I didn't really think about what it was I was seeing. Then what it shows that Yahweh lets you see that and bypass that year after year, and then he stopped right there. Say,
Right.
look at that again. Because you just been passing by that verse all this time. And so finally Yahweh stopped and said, look at this. Yeah. First with you, Sean, when we read up in First Corinthians, remember that time? Said the foolishness of Yahweh is wiser than men. The weakness of Yahweh is wiser than men, stronger than men. So Sean broke it down and said, yeah, you know what they're saying? How can Yahweh be foolish? Well, how can he be weak? It's Israel. That's his foolishness. Israel is his weakness. That's that was that done it for me. I was good with that.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you, when I told you I was thinking about what made me think about that. It was a class you did on that Sabbath. And for some reason, praise y'all, the Spirit led me to go home to read that. But in that class, you gonna remember when I tell you, when you started talking about Yahweh being married to Israel.
Yeah.
Then his wife gave him a son.
Right.
The Messiah. And then that's just like, oh, what in the world? That was a different way to look at it. So now when I read that, it just kicked on me, well, the legal vessel is the wife.
Yeah. Smart. We wife live in place so we don't screw up. Right. But he still love his wife. Yes. He made a covenant with her, so he can't break his own covenant. So he got to wait till that foolish wife die off, so that later generation be his wife. So here we are. Yeah. So we read about how foolish the past wife was, how she committed adultery with all the other gods of the nations. We read about it. Now they were living it in real time, but now it's future, and we read about it, so we know not to do what they did. Yeah. Did that see a hand? Zach.
Elder, verse 13, is that also like it says that they may go and fall backwards and be broken and snared and taken? Like individuals that come and hear the truth, they hear for a minute, they fall back,
Yeah.
back into the world and
Yeah.
away from
Yeah, you can look at that. Yeah, you have people. In fact, it's just like the parable of the soul in Matthew 13. Which sowed the seed among different environments. Right. And some environment that the seed could not prosper. And so they went back to the cares of the world. So the same thing here.
Calling people that's offended by the truth. They learn this and kind of offended because it goes against what they've been taught their whole life, and they're like, oh no, no, I'm offended by it. They're kind of offended by it. They're kind of offended by the truth, you know, but they've been raised a certain way their whole life. They come, they never treat their head like when they get certain parts, they're offended because it goes against what in their mind they have set their whole life, you know what I mean? They just walk away from it.
Yeah, yes. Some people like Eunice,
Yeah.
remember, beautiful pianist, beautiful voice, had a lot to the music in this congregation. But when Ella died and the sales took over, she left and went back to being a Christian.
Wow.
Yes. Went back to being a Christian. What are you gonna do with that? It was not that far. That's all it means. Because when you go back to your old ways, yeah, that word didn't mean nothing for me at all. So it's just something to do with now. I imagine she's happy where she's at. But Yahweh took her out of that. But she want to go back to that now. Because she didn't like the way things were going on. But now I didn't know much about the cleanliness law as far as a woman's concerned, so I can only go by what these sisters were doing. And come to find out, when the cycle came, she came back after 3 days,
Wow.
and I didn't quite understand how could she do that until as I continue on and reading the book, growing. She was supposed to stay out 7 days.
Mhm.
According to the law, but she was just stayed out 3 days. So I knew something wrong, but I didn't know how to address it. How can I go up to another man's wife and say, your wife, she got here too early, man.
Right.
So imagine that one of the reasons she wasn't doing what Yahweh wanted her to do in the first place. Well, let's continue, Brother Chuck. Let's go to Isaiah 29. And pick us up verse 9 through verse 20.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry you out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, has he covered.
Now that pertains to us. So look at what it says in verse 9. Stay yourself and wonder. Cry you out and cry. They are drunk, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. Well, what caused them to do this? The doctrine.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you can look at what the Christian doctrine, what they preach about.
Mm-hmm.
And they get the Holy Ghost, start running up and down the aisle. So that's all like somebody drunk, and out of control. Yeah.
But in verse 9, the strong drink of wine, that's religion though, right?
Right.
So, but they're not drunken with religion right here. It says it's not religion that got them drunk.
Yeah, they're drunk off their religion.
Okay.
Yeah, verse 9. So that's why, especially verse 10, it says, for Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes, and your prophets and your rulers and your seers have been covered. Well, yet that's why black Christians don't understand us. Because all we're doing is what the book says. But they never done what the book says. They don't look at the book as a book of instruction. It's a book of the 23rd Psalm. That's all they know. They'll say, well, Jesus will.
Yeah.
Right. So now, back in my day, we had homeroom. All the children had to come up with Bible verse. And our hope was, please don't say Jesus will. Please don't say Jesus. Don't say Jesus will. I'm through. I ain't got nothing now.
Oh, man.
So, but at least they had the Bible at school at that time. That's thing. But nonetheless, we didn't know anything else. I remember my mother. So then we had dinner, breakfast. Uh, my mother used to somebody saying prayer. I thought saying grace, and my father would be there sometimes. And my mother told me to say a Bible verse. I said, I don't know about it. Said, this is what you're gonna say. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Told her, told her son that.
I don't know what that meant.
Right.
I just think of what my mother said. I know she was getting at my dad about it.
Oh, she was getting back at your dad.
So, I know she pointed at my dad. I didn't know what he was doing. Apparently she did, so she attacked him through me. Might have been what my dad never liked me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
so that verse is the same as 28 and 7, right? Are they different?
What's that?
The verse that we just read of verse 9, is that the same as 28 and 7?
In verse 7,
Yeah.
but also have erred through wine, through strong drink, or are out of way. The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in vision. They stumble in judgment. But you got to add verse 8 to that.
Okay.
Well, it fit what we just read in chapter 29.
Okay.
For all tables are full of vomit and filthiness, so that there is no place clean.
Okay.
Yeah. So verse 7 and 8, that would fit verse 9 in chapter 29.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I got a question. So when we talking about the strong drink in Isaiah's time, were they still on that Baal worship and still lingering on to what they was learning in Egypt? Because I know Christianity at the time wasn't in play, but I'm thinking that because I know they did a lot of they were just out that Egypt and they still had like even now you got Egyptologists and blah blah blah, but they also were still doing that Baal worship, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, then you couldn't break them away from worshiping idols and teaching the doctrine of people that dwell upon. Because if you're going to worship Baal, you got to have the doctrine of Baal.
Right.
So look at the thing that Baal was capable of. He's a storm god, god of vegetation. He covered a whole
lot.
plethora of things that he could worship us.
Mm-hmm.
So when something happened, you go to Baal, tell him, Baal, this is what I want. Yeah, right. Make a sacrifice. So that they were convinced. When you look at, for instance, Jeroboam, someone Nephi, I forgot his name. He said he made 2 golden calves and told the children of Israel, these be your gods, O Israel, who brought you out of the land of Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's idol worship.
Right.
Right. So again, that's what they're doing here. The worshiping idols. Right. And Yahweh let them do it. Because he's been sending his prophets to them to let them know, he's supposed to do it. And they mistreated the prophets, ran them off. But nevertheless, Isaiah is talking about it. Right. Right. So if you're going to worship these other gods, you're not going to see your own prophet. You're not going to see your own leaders because you're watching the leaders of other people. Right. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 11.
Start at 9.
Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers has he covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed.
That's an amazing example of what we got now. Because we got all these Bible scholars and all these theologians, but they can't open up the Bible to see what it's talking about. So again, look at what it says, and the vision of all is become unto you as the words of book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, that's the Bible scholars and theologians, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he says, I cannot, but it is sealed, the Bible is sealed off of y'all. Y'all not supposed to understand this book. When you practice Christianity, any type of religion, you ain't gonna know what the book is saying. Because the Bible does not support your religion. Doesn't tell you what to do with your religion. So you stuck on your religion, and that's what got blindfold around your eyes. Because you can't see the book and understand. So when you look at what we deal with up in here, we read the book from cover to cover. And Yahweh giving the spirit of understanding so we can understand exactly what the book says and how it connects to other books. We see that what they call the Old Testament and New Testament is just one complete story. There's no such thing. But they call it Old Testament, New Testament, because that's the only way white Christians can understand about it. But even that's wrong. Because the term Old Testament, New Testament is misleading. Because when you look at that term Testament, it means covenant. So if they want to say something, they would say the old covenant and the new covenant. But that doesn't fit their religion. So now they rather have testament. So that means that justifies them being Christian. Be New Testament Christian. They can't say New Covenant Christians.
I've explained it. What does the word Bible mean?
What is what?
The word Bible.
Bible?
Yeah, I couldn't find the origin of that anywhere.
Yeah, Biblios. That's just a collection of books.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So is it a Greek origin?
Uh,
Is it of Greek origin?
Yeah.
Biblios?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah. It said we got so many books, so they had to have a word for it. You can call it Biblios Bible. Okay. Go ahead, verse 7. I'll read verse 11.
And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore Yahweh said, for as much as this people draw near me with their mouth and with their lips to honor me, but have removed their heart far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of their prudent men shall be hid. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us?
No matter what they have planned us, Yahweh sees what they're doing. You cannot hide anything. He's the creator of everything on this earth. You act like he doesn't exist. The one that made you, you act like he don't exist. You act like he don't know you. So yeah, let us scheme to try to destroy us. But Yahweh see what they're doing. If you want to, he'll save us. Look at the 3 Hebrew boys. Refused to bow down to the idol. Said, okay, we're not careful what we say. But we're not going to bow down to the idol. Whether Yahweh save us or not, we're still not going to bow down to it. So Yahweh showed King Nebuchadnezzar, look at that fiery pit now. See what you see. I thought you threw 3 million of it. King said, I see 4. So yeah, that put the fear of Yahweh in King Nebuchadnezzar, because he saw what just happened. He said, from now on, don't nobody say nothing against God of these 3 Hebrew boys. Yeah, that's a scary thing. So a king had absolute power, and if you don't do what he tells you, he can kill you. Right? So he told them in the pit, thought they were going to be burned up. He told them, but y'all come out here, let me look at you. Right? With a little smoke on them, and no sin, and nothing burn on them. He said, okay. I know my limitation. I got to know when to hold it, when to fold.
You have a question?
Oh, sorry.
I was in a McDonald's. It was this week, and I don't think I went into order. I don't think I get from McDonald's a cup of coffee. I don't get nothing else. And there guys standing up around the counter, and so as I walked in, the guys looked at me, and I looked at him, and he said, "Buy me something to eat."
What?
He said, "Buy me something to eat."
Oh,
And the thought came, man, that's the attitude I had. And then the spirit told me, said, "Look, man, go on and buy the guy something to eat and be obedient." So I said, "All right, yeah." The guy said, "Hey, man, I was just kidding with you. I had my food bill and I was just kidding with you." And I told him, I said, "You know something?" I said, "I was obedient because you was a stranger, because the word said, be careful how you entertain strangers, because be careful how you entertain strangers, because you might entertain an angel on the way." That's what I told them. So all of a sudden they all start smiling, and the spirit told them, said, "Look, I said, don't, I took what you had, said, don't say nothing to them." I just rushed to the car and got me some tracks out and passed them out to them. You know.
well, praise you. You beat nobody up. The spirit made you do that.
Yes,
Yeah, you learning.
yeah, I'm coming around.
Yeah. Go ahead, brother.
Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay, for shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? Is it not yet a very little while, and Lebanon shall be turned into a fruitful field, and the fruitful field shall be esteemed as a forest? And in that day shall the deaf hear the words of the book, and the eyes of the blind shall see out of obscurity and out of darkness. The meek also shall increase their joy in Yahweh, and the poor among men shall rejoice in the Holy One of Israel. For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the jest for a thing of naught. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, who redeemed Abraham concerning the house of Jacob, Jacob shall not now be ashamed, neither shall his face now wax pale. But when he seeth his children, the work of mine hands, in the midst of him, they shall sanctify my name, and sanctify the Holy One of Jacob, and shall fear the Elohim of Israel.
All right, go ahead.
They also that erred in spirit shall come to understanding, and they that murmur shall learn doctrine.
I'm going to stop right here. Give us out next first thing. But before dismiss, does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Yes.
Do you think in this time that any of the people understood what Isaiah was saying and changed their ways a little bit? You know what I mean?
But people at the time that he
At
wrote
this time,
this,
at this time, I mean, did they kind of understand Isaiah what he was saying? They're agricultural people, so he used a lot of agricultural similes. Like I say, most I learned about agriculture is from reading the Bible and watching the holy days and the new moons, and that's how I learned about agriculture. And that these around agriculture time, Harvard, they already knew this. So you think they kind of understood what he was saying a little more? They were still under deep sleep then too.
well, you said that they understand it like we understand.
I guess I mean in the way that they understood what he was saying. They're not because we got hindsight 2020 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We'll see the past here, but you think some of them understood like okay, trouble might be coming, so I didn't get my act together. Some of them, I mean, not all of them, but some of them might understood what I'm saying.
You talking about the whole book of Isaiah,
I
all
guess,
his prophecies?
I guess, just this easy part we just read today.
Because some of the prophecies didn't have anything to do with them,
Okay.
right? One of the prophecies that Babylon got destroyed. Well, did they know about this Babylon, or did they think it was about the other Babylon?
Okay.
Because the other Babylon was still in power at the time that the prophecy was written, but it wasn't totally destroyed like Isaiah totally destroyed. So they may have read that and probably thought about it, talking about their. But as time went on, they're going to see that they're wrong, but that will still continue all the way up to the Roman Empire. So I don't think they have the same understanding as we have today, because to us, what they understood is to us history. This is history, but it's foretelling of our time here now. So we can better relate to it because we're talking about the time that he wrote it. And they could see that because they couldn't see what we see now. Some of this stuff. Now they know that consider what they said happened to Isaiah. He died a terrible death. I think they said they sawed him in two. So I doubt that they would follow him around, figuring out what you mean by that. But now we preserve these words, and now they're part of our life now. Now that's a miracle in and of itself, considering how long ago this was written. That these words stayed together just for this generation of the children of Israel, so we know how to come back to Yahweh.
You look at all those people that were back in the day, time this was written, Yahweh just got rid of all of them, right?
Yeah.
Those people not going to be around. Like you said, it was written for us, not them.
Right.
They just wouldn't do right.
Right.
They'd get rid of them.
Right.
Prophets rising up early and
Yeah.
everything. They didn't want to hear nothing.
I know.
Yeah. Then, like you said, those prophets, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they're going to be there. But them other people, we can't make a call on that. Yahweh be just mad with our people.
Yeah. Do you blame him?
So,
Yeah.
One more question, like with how we got Bibles today, you know what I mean? Was it kind of you think something, I mean, that's you can't get it out with head, but you think it was kind of intentional that, they back then they had scrolls, so it wasn't possible for everybody to have a scroll of the law. They already have law. Some probably couldn't read, you know what I mean, like some people didn't read, but they didn't, because they were working, but everybody didn't have a scroll, have a lot. We got everybody, there's those excuses you got to have a Bible. You just don't want one, you don't got one, you know what I mean? So you can read it, whether you understand it or not. But even though they didn't have the whole Bible because it wasn't manifested yet, but just in the time of the day, everybody didn't have a copy of the law. You know what I mean? So it was kind of understood how they could easily go astray. You know what I mean? You working all day and ain't got time to make it down to Jerusalem to learn from the priest. Ain't no priest in your area teaching you anything. You know what I mean? Then they may have a synagogue close, so you got to work. You know what I mean? And, you get caught up when you work. I maybe a little wine, drink after work. You know what I mean? All day in the field and get to kicking it. You know what I mean?
The priest was responsible for teaching them the law.
Right, but they didn't do their job.
Well, we don't know.
Okay.
Maybe they did that job and they just didn't give it that.
Right.
So then got to the point where the priest didn't give it down either.
Yeah.
And so kind of like the attitude of black people today. Just doesn't give it that.
What happened when they came out of Babylon? Ezra the priest, he read the law for all the people, right?
Yeah.
They did, like you said, just for a minute,
Yeah.
and knew what happened to them in Babylon.
Yeah.
They're right back to the same thing.
But then happened to be the Persian Empire and the Greek Empire. You found out that the Jews have divided up themselves up into sects. Scribes and Pharisees,
Right.
Sadducees.
Mhm.
But in scribes and Pharisees, they knew the law as well as the priests. So the people listened to the scribes and Pharisees more than the priests, even though that priest supposed to teach them the law. Well, that's going to be reversed back. Well, you be a priest, you're going to be teaching people the law.
Yes.
like our priest supposed to do it.
We have Bibles in the kingdom. Like we still have.
They had scrolls in the temple.
I'm talking in the kingdom, like the kingdom.
In the
come,
kingdom?
We go with the other days. We have some way we can use books and have Bibles, so we can pass them out so y'all can read. I can tell you, but you at your house. But like let's say I'm in Russia. It's like 30, 40,000, y'all. I remember talking to y'all, I can teach you, but at the end of the day, you need something to read to go along with me, you know what I mean? When we
Well-
have Bibles to hand them, you know what I mean? 'Cause this is a blessing, like they didn't have scrolls, so
Yeah,
we
no.
blessed with this book right now, you know what I
But
mean?
none of the Gentiles had Christian teachers.
Right.
They had preachers. But as far as the future concerned, first of all, the nation got to be turned to a pure language, so that Russian and English and all that stuff we speaking now, that will be a secondary language if it's spoken at all. The primary language would be Hebrew. So all the Bibles all over the world got to be changed into the Hebrew language. So now they got to learn Hebrew and understand what they're saying. Because imagine with the Hebrew language, you get a deeper understanding of what these words mean because these are translated words, translated from the heathen. But with the Hebrew, you may get an even deeper understanding of what the book is saying. I'm not saying that's true. Maybe this is the best you got. And this is what Yahweh gave us. So again, when the kingdom is set up, yeah, all the books got to be changed into Hebrew. Yeah. Anybody else?
It dawned on me. I was reading something about Isaiah, and when you said how he died, and I'm like, and I remember reading it today, but they used the hollow of a tree and put him in it, and then sawed him in half. That's what one of the books I was reading. I got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it had me the hollow of a tree and then sawed him in half. Like, right. That was ruthless back then.
Yeah, that was kind of hardcore back in the day. Man.
Yeah.
You look at the book of Zechariah. Now, Zechariah had a lot to say. But then when you get up into Matthew 23, you see that Zechariah was killed. For what? So we're looking at it. Again, that would be the Medo-Persian Empire. But why would you kill Zechariah? Doesn't say why. So the prophets caught hell back in the day. So yeah, they're going to be in kingdom. So they died putting these words together. Just for this generation of the children of Israel. Because of all the times in our history, this is the best time for us to learn who we are and where we came from. It's a surprise to us that we're not what the nation say we are. That they're like we're heathen, but we're actually the chosen people.
So, Elder, BTS yesterday. Because I had so many questions. So I didn't know questions but replies, but I didn't write anything. So I listened to it about are there aliens. And I could go back to make me remind me of scripture saying Yahweh giving them over to the host of the heavens to worship. And I was thinking like, why wouldn't they think that they are aliens since they are worshiping the stars and the moons and they figurines and saying this is Artemis or whoever that they see they in the stars like Greeks
Give
used
them
to
a
do.
name.
So they'll automatically
So they
think,
gods.
yeah. So they would think. And now that these Gentiles, they got these telescopes and they can see stuff moving around in the sky. So that's when they like, okay, they thinking this one thing they saying like, oh, it had to be a spaceship because we can't explain it.
Yeah.
But that's what it is because it's not moving like what we normally see. And I was looking at this verse in Psalm 39, 139 and 6. Said, such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is high, I cannot obtain unto. So it made me think like they trying to get this knowledge that you can't get it. Whatever that is, you're not gonna know.
Yeah.
Because they thinking, I'm like, oh, it's a spaceship because it's moving, not like something we ever seen before.
Yeah.
But and it just made me think like, okay, they trying to
figure it out on
they trying to figure out
because they ain't got a God.
Yeah.
That they can go to say, God, what is that?
They need an explanation for everything.
Yeah.
Certain things you can't explain.
Well, they try to put an explanation to it.
Yeah.
To make it seem like they do know something.
Right.
Yeah.
You gonna say something?
Yeah, I just since I've been back on social media, I'm looking, And everywhere I'm going, they talk about aliens. They talk about they black, they 6'5", you know what I'm saying? The black people. And I kind of understand what they give me something because you know the aliens that come out of the sky, they gonna look like us. You know what I mean? So you know they talking about the angels 6'5" and black, but I'm like, whatever happened to the little green men? The big skinny bodies and big head. You know, they said they, you know, they black, they 6'5", they got weapons, and you know what I mean, they come to destroy the earth, you know what I mean?
I think the Anunnaki that you referring to.
No, they talking about the aliens. The aliens.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
I
They
guess, I
call
guess,
themselves the Anunnaki.
I guess.
Oh, no,
I
that's a
mean,
different.
That's a different.
Yeah,
it's
that's
different, but they
different.
talk
Like
about
the
the
gray
aliens.
man.
So these
being-
aliens they're referring to the all 6'5",
And
black.
black, you know what I mean? They've been here, they came out the ships and you know what I mean, whatever they talk about aliens, they were, well I'm like, whatever happened to the little green men? You know what I mean? Like,
don't know,
not aliens are black, because you know the angels gonna be black and come out the sky. Now, you know, they try to get the world, we're gonna fight black people come out the sky, but at the end of the day, if aliens are black now all of a sudden now, what happened to the little green men y'all was seeing back in the day?
Well, you got the grays,
Right.
right? You got the greens. So I'm looking at them. There might have been a war,
Mm.
and the grays and the greens lost. So the 6'5" black thing gets shown up. I'm looking at this. Good explanation as they got. I come up with my own explanation too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have something? Yeah.
It was kind of like laying back and off of what Brother Bless said, but you kind of, so I'm gonna move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have any questions? Yeah, let's see what so chat. Mother Kia on YouTube.
Mhm.
Got that? Okay. Shalom, Mother Kia. Shalom, Bishop Judah. Shalom, Yaakov. Shalom, Eshe Yasharala. Shalom, Lonely Redwood. Shalom, Brother Eliyahu. Shalom, Gregory Rucker. Shalom, Sister Nariah. Shalom, Brother Abraham. Shalom, Brother Alahayim and Sister Malata. Shalom, Julius Brown. Shalom, Repentant Judah. Shalom, Elder Tobiah. Shalom, Clarence Marks and Sister Yolita. Shalom, Trey King Fishmana. Shalom, Susie Garman. Shalom, Elder Hiram. Good to hear from you. Let's see. He said, thanks for everything. The reason I fainted, I think he meant dehydrated.
Yeah, that was me yesterday.
Yeah. Shalom, Sister Rachel. Shalom, Saul Ben Israel. Shalom, Brother Yosef. Shalom, Sister Kimberly Israel. Shalom, Yashar Islam. Shalom, Neo Famble. Shalom, Brother Mick. Hope you're doing all right. I haven't seen you around lately. Shalom, Mother Marsha. Shalom, Mother Leah. Shalom, Yahweh Song. Shalom, Melinda Curry. Shalom, Brother Seekum Ben Israel. Shalom, Nikki Anderson. Shalom, Takari Knights. Shalom, Roosevelt Petrie. Shalom, Wanda M. Charlton. Shalom, Jimmy O. Moore. Shalom, Brother Adawan Ben Yasharala. Shalom, Brother Malachi. Shalom, Brother Adrian Davis. Shalom, Alaban Yasharala. Shalom, Brother Kevin Birch. Shalom, Tamika Woodiers. Shalom, Brother Hodiah. Shalom, Brother Benaiah. Shalom, Jimmy O. Moore. Hanak Ben Israel. Look at him.
It's
Inside. There was what just happened?
Huge, good amount.
Shalom, brother Diamond. Brother Israel said, iron sharpened iron, there it is. Praise y'all. Shalom, Susie Garman. Brother Hannah, you are so right about the Christian church. It's a joke, especially in the black church. I've seen Jake getting a lineup in the pulpit, shaking my damn head.
Lineup. Shaving it?
I guess so, man.
That's
Yeah,
wild.
I guess so. That's what they do. See what you. That's what they do in Christian church. You know that?
The lineup?
What's the lineup?
Shape of one.
Yeah.
Line.
I guess that's what they do.
Shalom, Lonely Redwood. Shalom, brother David in Israel. Shalom, Heroes 580. Shalom, brother Alahayim. Praise Yah. Shalom, brother Yahoo. Let's see. I ran into a brother that know the book. It don't believe in Virginia birth like anything is impossible to God. I think it is virgin birthday.
Yeah.
Shalom, different mindset too. Cujo Goody, Shalom, my elder brothers. Where can I find how Isaiah the prophet died? You go into Hebrews chapter 11. It talks about those people that the prophets, the ordeal that they had to go through. And one of them does mention what happened to Isaiah. Um, let's see, no. I'm sorry, Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 37. It said, it's talking about the prophets, right? From verse 32 down here to verse 37, say they were stoned, they were sown asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword, they wandered about in sheepskin and goatskin, in destitute, afflicted, tormented. They attribute that being sown asunder to what happened to Isaiah. Now that cannot be proven, but they outside resources say that's what happened to Isaiah. You see here. Not mentioned in the references. But yeah, they attribute that being sown. So I mean, look, they don't mention how they killed the prophet. Said maybe they stoned him or fell on him. But being sown in half, yeah, they attribute that to what happened to Isaiah. Yeah, that's again, that's Hebrews 11 verse 37. So that's about as close as I can get with the Cujo. So I hope ain't nobody sick with that brother, man. See, man, what's wrong with that dude? Shalom, Shob in Israel, Shalom, Mikael in Mikael, praise Yah, yeah, it's great. Okay, I don't see any more questions or comments on here. That's it. Did I miss anybody? I got Mikael the last one. Okay. I'll give you 5 seconds. I'll play Facebook and YouTube. Get a question coming in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So go ahead and shut it down again. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube. Join us on the third day for our history class. And on the fifth day, we have our sisters only class, which is Thursday. And on the Sabbath, join us on our Sabbath service also. Great comments, great questions. Looking forward to see you, Brother Cujo. God will bless you and keep you.
Friday. Friday.
We got a new moon win.
I saw on the calendar there, isn't it this Friday?
What is it?
6th day.
6th day.
day.
6th day? Friday.
It is on the 22nd.
Well, it's gonna be on the 6th day or the first day going into the 6th day.
It's gonna be, hold on, y'all, just to be on the safe side.
And that's next week?
Yeah. Yes, the 20th. The
I missed the whole name and just write things down.
I saw it on the calendar outside.
Dave Chappelle said he grew up at a time when the phone rang, he didn't know who it was.
I believe it is this 6th day, y'all.
What day is that on Thursday night or Friday?
22nd, Friday night.
Friday night?
I believe so.
All right, then, well, be prepared for next Friday. I need to be able to have a work day to rehearse. So keep that in mind also.
What day is it? On the 22nd.
Yeah, we got it now. Appreciate it. Okay, again, we got a new moon service coming up this coming 6th day Friday at evening. I believe it's because when the new moon shows up more closer to that side of the new moon than the 7th day. Okay, still accelerating on that evening. We still in the 6th day. All right. So again, thank you, Facebook. Thank you, YouTube.